This collage is made to inform the students at UC Davis about the Filipino-American experience, about the Delano Grape Strike, and Philip Veracruz and Larry Itliong and all their contributions toward Filipino-Americans. So I have Wendy here. Wendy, what do you know about, do you know anything about the grape strike, the Delano Grape Strike?
Hi Nicole, yes I do. Sometime in September,
This collage is made to inform the students at UC Davis about the Filipino-American experience, about the Delano Grape Strike, and Philip Veracruz and Larry Itliong and all their contributions toward Filipino-Americans. So I have Wendy here. Wendy, what do you know about, do you know anything about the grape strike, the Delano Grape Strike?
Said it has to be now. And
hi Nicole, yes I do. Sometime in September, I think Filipino farm workers led by Larry Itliong started a grape strike. However, due to the other large population of farm workers in Delano being Mexican, they knew that the scrap workers would be Mexican. Larry then a week later went to Cesar Chavez to join the strike. However, Chavez believed that his community was not ready and wanted to wait 2 years.
Meetings were only held in longer. Itliong said it has to be now, and with further convincing with the letters, Huerta Chavez changed his mind with the condition that he became the president of the FUW. With Itliong as vice throughout the strike, the two communities were working together well and had victories and conveyed in the Community Center of Delano. Farm workers felt that they were family for extended meetings. Filipinos started feeling left out and forgotten. Meetings were only held in Spanish. Robert Kennedy and only recognized Chavez as the frontline leader. Chavez went to the Philippines and met Filipino director Fernand Marquez against Itliong and vice.
The strikers demanded pay equal to the federal minimum wage
created
of
a divide
$1.25
in
an
the
hour.
UFW and Filipinos
For 8
started
days,
quitting.
Filipino farm workers were striking.
That's very good.
There's actually more. The Delano
this is
growers,
when
Larry Itliong, and 1,500 other Filipino farm workers walked off the Great Field. This was led by the AWOC leaders, Larry Itliong, Philip Veracruz, Benjamin Gines, and Pete. Overall, he ended up convincing the strikers demanded pay equal to the federal minimum wage of $1.25 an hour. The AWOC and for 8 days, Filipino farm workers were striking alone, facing the cruelty of the growers. Organizing committee. This is when Larry Itliong went up to Cesar Chavez and then eventually asked for them to join. Farm Workers Union. Chavez didn't want to join immediately, but in 1972. Overall, he ended up convincing Cesar Chavez to other cultivated areas join the strike. California. And the so in 1966, the AWOC and NFWA merged to form the United Farm Workers Organizing Committee. Then which is also known as the UFWOC, and then eventually became the United Farm Workers Union with UFW in 1972, and funded healthcare plans and more. The Delano Grape Strike rapidly spread to other cultivated areas in California, and the UFWOC strike had become a nationwide boycott. It was an important contribution to the farm worker movement. This boycott lasted for about 5 years. Then there was the 40 acres, which raised wages, replaced the labor contracting system with union-run hiring halls, protected farm workers from dangerous pesticides, and funded healthcare plans and more. They sought out higher wages, better living. The 40 acres was a land in Delano and became the headquarters for the UFW, which it was an important contribution to the farm worker movement. The retirement village was named in honor of a Filipino AWOC member during May of 1965. They went on strike against the Coachella Valley grape growers in California. This organization was made up primarily of Filipinos who were fighting for farm worker rights. They sought out higher wages, better living, and better working conditions for farm workers as a whole. They were only able to gain higher wages without a signed contract. marry outside of their race. But the retirement village was named in honor of a Filipino union member who had died of a heart attack while in a picket line in 1967. Nothing but bachelors and being farm workers this for most of their lives. Was for displaced Filipino farm workers, since most of the farm workers had migrated to the United States as young men during the 1920s and 1930s. The Filipino farm workers obviously grew who were older, now displaced or retired, and went to the village weren't allowed from living to a life full of hardships to marry outside of their race. But there were no women here and admiration in California because they were not allowed to migrate. So this led to Filipino farm workers being nothing but bachelors and being farm workers for most of their lives. Most of the men were left homeless due to the eviction of the growers during the strikes, leaving them with nowhere to go. The Filipino farm workers, who are now displaced or retired, went to the village and went from living a life full of hardships to a life that provided them with a well-being, self-esteem, and admiration. One of the most important leaders in Filipino American history, and go unknown. That is it until today. Hopefully, it is important to you have learned a good amount of information about the 40 acres, the Filipino grape strike, have done so much for the Filipino community, and all the hard work that Larry Itliong and Philip Veracruz have done for the Filipino American experience.